Hi there, Mo Geverts here with a new thing that I haven't done before. It's a product review, and today we're going to review Shokz OpenMove headset. Not OpenMove 2, the regular OpenMove. I bought these in October 2024 to use with our field data gathering solution. It's called FieldGenie, FieldGenie.ai. That's a voice-based field data gathering solution, the kind of thing you use for doing ecological data gathering or doing street inventories or telephone inventories using voice and, of course, the onboard sensors, the camera, the GPS, the blah, blah, blah. I needed a solution that with certain features. Number one, I want to have situational awareness when you're out there in the world and you're collecting data. You're also exposing yourself to dangers like from cars hitting you you just want to be aware of your surroundings when you're doing work and listening to audio and speaking into a microphone. The other thing I needed, speaking of microphones, was really good microphones so that our software and people on the phone, let's say, can hear me well. I chose these. They cost $55 back then. Let's talk about the good part of the microphone, of the headset. Okay, the audio quality is actually quite good. It's good enough for me. It ain't audiophile level good, but it's good enough. They're really comfortable to wear. They're so comfortable that I often forget that I'm wearing them. I've seen reviews online where people say they're uncomfortable, and maybe that varies with people's ergonomics, the shape of their head and such, and I can believe it. I find it very comfortable most of the time. Sometimes I even forget I'm wearing them. Where are my microphones? Where are my headphones? Oh, they're on my head. Or sometimes I put them here, so I can disconnect from them in a sense, but also keep them nearby. What else is good about them? Oh, well, the multifunction button is decent enough for taking calls, hanging up on calls. You can do a redial the last number by clicking it enough times. The volume buttons are good enough. The volume button doubles as a power button. The volume minus button is volume minus. And the little port here where you put in the USB-C has survived a long time, actually, 8 months. I figured it would break sooner. Overall, in that regard, I think they're pretty good things, pretty good headset. Now let's talk about the bad. The battery life is not nearly as good as advertised. The battery life maybe lasts, at first was okay, but very quickly dropped to like maybe 20% of, I think they advertised 8 hours. It has just degraded over time. The other issue is that the microphone is absolute shit. Now, the microphone is right here, on that little guy right there. And it means that if you get going on your bicycle, say 6, 8 miles an hour, jogging speed, or any faster, the wind buffeting is so bad that people on the other line and our voice recognition algorithm cannot understand what you are saying. Any kind of breeze, anything like, over, say, 7, 8 knots, 10 miles an hour, here in the San Francisco Bay Area, that happens every afternoon during the summer, the audio quality is GAN, absolutely GAN. So despite the fact that the battery life has gone down over time and that the mic quality is bad, even though that is one of my top considerations for buying these things, I have kept using them because overall I think the form factor is quite nice, the bone conduction is quite nice. When I ride the BART, which is the San Francisco Bay Area's high decibel solution to heavy rail, I just put earplugs in and the audio quality is pretty good. I kind of an immersive experience. I like it. Again, not audiophile good, but good enough for me. What clinches it, though, what makes this a terrible piece of equipment, is that over the last couple of weeks, a funny thing has started happening where it randomly hangs up on calls, it randomly starts and stops media. The multifunction button seems to be what is triggered, or some circuitry therein. I have called for support. Oh, I'll tell you this. I thought at first it was my glasses maybe pinching on it, or my helmet pinching on it. I even thought maybe it was my hair, so I took a buzzer and I took off my hair. But no, it's none of those things. I called support. Shokz is headquartered in Austin, Texas, so naturally their support team is in the Philippines. And Lee, a very nice person, helped me over like 20 minutes it took to hard reset these puppies. And about 5 minutes after the phone call ended and they were fully reset, they stopped. They started doing the random on-off thing, which is really problematic. Again, if you're trying to gather data or talk on the phone, my primary uses really, or the ones that I think are most important. I use it most for listening to music when I'm not gathering data. Basically then, when you think about it, I bought these for $55 in October 2024. It is now late June. They stopped working a couple of weeks ago. I have rented these pieces of crap for about $6.80 over the last 8 months. Now the price is up to $80. I have looked for alternatives. Before I bought this, I was looking at different models. Since I've bought these, knowing the audio quality, the mic quality was so bad, I've bought alternatives. I've searched for alternatives. I am constrained on iPhone right now, just because that's where we started developing. It is what it is. That means that there's really very few wired alternatives. Again, wireless is the best way to go for field data gathering or for just moving around and doing things, but that constrains the battery life as well. Like I was saying, it's hard to find wired microphones for iPhone that also have good audio quality. So let's talk about good audio quality. You know, I've worked in speech and therefore acoustics to some degree for a very long time, and I know a few things. And one of the things I know is that to get really good audio quality, you don't want to rely on algorithmic or software-based noise reduction. What you want is to design it mechanically, dealing with fluid dynamics, dealing with the real world, so as to capture the best possible microphone audio. Now that doesn't work for all use cases, if you're jogging or whatever, but the tactical use case or the office communication use case in a call center is where you see boom mics. And the boom mic brings the audio gathering element as close to the source as possible. And so if you want to deal with wind currents, you're going to want to design some sort of shape into this boom mic that deals with air currents. When you look at ears in the natural world, you will see that ears are designed to deal with the realities of fluid dynamics. Why we rely on software is not entirely clear to me. Maybe it has to do with production and costs and stuff, but ultimately what I need is a very good tactical headset with a boom mic that does well under fairly windy conditions, that allows me to speak quietly and softly while gathering data, especially in public places. The second factor, now that we've talked about the mic quality, is the battery life. Now, ideally, you have a large battery. Now, it's hard to put a large battery on this form factor, but tactical headsets often have very large batteries that mount on your helmet or here on your gear or something like that. Now, I've said tactical headsets several times. When you look online, you do find tactical headsets that have a lot or all of these features I've just mentioned. However, they're designed to work with two-way radios. They're not designed to work with cell phones, and certainly not designed to work with iPhone's Lightning connector, which I know is the legacy connector now, but I ain't got the newest phone, nor do I want the newest phone. Which brings me to connectivity for iPhone. Now, I have looked for wired microphones, wired headsets to plug into my iPhone, just regular wired headsets, hopefully the boom mic, in order to test this equipment without having to lay out hundreds of dollars on super sophisticated, fancy, Bluetooth does-it-all things. I am tired of the rent economy. I am tired of planned obsolescence. And I just want to see what is possible. But sadly, there are very few, effectively no options that are wired for iPhone. I have found one. It's on the way. But there are very few options for wired headset options with microphones on a boom for iPhone. There's far more options for Android, but connecting USB-C with an adapter to Lightning connector is dubious, and I just don't want to buy more crap and have to deal with either returning it or sending it to a landfill. I just don't want to do that. Which means that ultimately, as our software grows, as we get more and more users and we have to provide them, or we think it's logical to provide them with better connectivity to the device, ultimately we're building these AI assistants and they need to hear people, we're going to have to build our own hardware. And I don't want to do that. It's already hard enough to bootstrap an AI software company. It's even harder to bootstrap an AI software company if you also have to do a hardware solution, you know? And as you can tell, audio is very hard. You know, it's real world, it's very information dense, audio is, and it obeys the laws of fluid dynamics, which are not easy to deal with. Okay, looking at my notes here. So, let's let this train pass. This brings us to the end of the video. If you know about a solution, meaning a wired or wireless headset that works with iPhone, that hopefully has a boom mic, that does well under windy conditions. Now, we're not talking about gales here, all right? We're talking about the kind of things that happen in everyday life while jogging, cycling, or walking in 15 knots of wind as we have here every afternoon in the San Francisco Bay Area. Please either leave a comment below or get in touch with me directly at M-O-E, at FieldGenie, FieldGenie.ai. If you're interested in learning more about voice-based, voice UX, field data gathering, and the future of AI, then please check out FieldGenie.ai. Ultimately, if you're sick and freaking tired of the rent-based economy and planned obsolescence, leave a comment below and we can all kvetch together. Thank you for your time. Don't buy OpenMove Shokz. Have a good day.